Come on, man.
Man.
Okay, we are live. Anything you say cannot be edited out and will therefore be incriminated.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
And on YouTube. Oh, man.
And in the comments. Man. Meow.
Okay. Yeah.
And we're live. And just gonna do a little picture.
Little picture.
Yep.
She's a selfie queen.
Oh
she
God,
shoots
no.
a lot of selfies.
I take a lot of selfies, but I don't post them all. Okay.
Right.
We were just chatting.
That's right.
And I said you should record because
these are
good things.
I'm not being arrogant here or anything like that, but
we are a small confined space.
Your chest is looking heaving. Sure. I'm working on what?
That's my shimmy.
Look, don't try to upstage me. Okay? Thank you, Lividoll.
It's your world. I just love it.
Okay. That's right.
Typical me.
It's my world. You just a squirrel trying to get a nut, baby. That's right. You better not spit that water on me neither. You gonna be cleaning it up too.
Hazelnut, maybe.
That's
Almond,
right.
walnut.
That's right. That's all you gonna get in my world, girl. I own all the nuts.
Even these nuts?
Even these nuts. All right, so you want to tell them what we were talking about? And
so
the guy gave her some life-changing words, and she said, we should be talking about this.
We did. So I had said something about how, or I've kind of like that stoic look, right? So it's difficult to know how I feel in a situation unless I vocalize the way I feel. So Ty said that I am going to be looking back over my life and looking at all the people that I could have potentially dated, but I didn't because I didn't give them, for the love of peace.
Silence your phone, woman.
I didn't because,
God, she will be executed at dawn.
I didn't give enough emotion, or I didn't express myself. I didn't express that I had feelings or I was interested. And he said, why not? And I said, I don't ever want to be wrong. So I don't ever want to feel like I'm...
Tell him what you said. Tell him what you said to me.
That I don't want to be wrong. Like,
yeah,
I don't
but then you said, right. Yeah, she said she didn't want to be arrogant.
I don't want to be like, oh, he likes me. Like, maybe he likes me. I just don't. I don't like that. I like the humility piece.
And I told her, first of all, I said, welcome to our world. To the world of, we don't want to be wrong. Men make the first move 98% of the time. And we have to take the chance of being rejected. And she said, well, it's not that. It's just the whole, the arrogant thing. And I was like, look, if you tell a guy, or if you make it known to a guy that you're interested in him, or you think he's interested in you, and you like him back, and you'd like him to make a move, if your phone isn't silenced, you will die.
It's my work phone. So I said we should talk about this because I'm like, I don't think men
guys don't look at it like that. And first of all, it makes it so, it takes a whole lot of pressure off of us, and it makes it so much easier for a guy to make a move if you let him know in some way that you like him.
But then doesn't it like ruin it like, what if you're
Are you going down this female road
like,
of,
what if it ruins
if we're friends, or if I know him, if I work with him, if it ruins what? Now then, say it before I jump to conclusions. What will it ruin?
The normality of the friendship. Like, you could be friends if you don't go down that road. So like, I've gone down that road with someone that I was friends with, and I shouldn't have gone down that road, but I did because I gave into how I felt about that person.
Okay.
And now looking back at that situation, I feel like I couldn't be friends with that person now. Like, I would have to, I'm a person that cuts you out of my life. So
because it went sour, it went bad.
No, if I decide that I don't want to be with you, it's because you're a shitty person, not because I can't make it work or we're not compatible. Because I won't enter into something if I don't think that we're compatible.
He ended up being an asshole then. You get what I'm saying? You can meet someone and be interested, and if it doesn't work out, it can be because you're just different. You get what I'm saying? It does not mean that the person is an asshole. But what I'm saying, the way you made it sound, is like, oh yeah, if I don't get with you, it's because you're a shitty person. You see what I'm saying? Like, sometimes people don't get together because, okay, for example.
Well, I would not get together with someone because they're a shitty person. Like, I'd take that decision. If I'm going to cross that line of being friends with someone or not, I take that decision very seriously. Like, I don't just hook up with someone thinking like, we'll just hook up, no big deal. Like, if I enter into a physical relationship with someone, there's no turning back from that. Like, I can't go backwards. Backwards does not work for me. So if I decide that I'm going to do that, it's like all hands on deck. And
well, listen, there are shades of gray in life.
Yeah, I don't function in gray. Have you met me?
Okay. Yeah, and yeah, you do. I could point something out right now, but I'm not. We'll talk about it off cam. But you do function in shades of gray.
Not well. I can exist in shades of gray. I just don't function well in shades
Here's
of gray.
the thing.
Like, no, I'm not Latina.
Listen, this is what I'm trying to explain to you, though. But see, that doesn't line up with what you told me earlier about being afraid of being wrong. So apparently you have also another fear.
Which one fear? This is why I'm unmarried.
Of if it is a guy that you're already cool with, that you work with or whatever. So then that point you're afraid of, because you feel you have to cut them out of your life if it doesn't work.
Yeah, not that I feel. I just know that's better for me. That historically is the only way I've ever.
But what if it's? Why do you feel you need to cut them out if it doesn't work?
Because that's the only way for someone to heal. It's not fair to be dating.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get it.
And then like, oh yeah, I used to fuck him. Like, we used to be something. You can be in the same room with us, right? And he's seen me naked, and now it's like, it's just not fair.
Well, what if?
It's not fair to the next person.
But what if it don't work and he's cool? What if he's like, look.
I have no interest.
But listen, if you still want to be friends, it's cool. Because you said it's the only way to let someone heal. So what if it's him?
That you've slept with? I don't think that you should. Well, look, this is not like, we're not collecting trolls or stamps. Like, it's not a hobby. Like, if you enter into that, be done with it.
Well, here's the thing. If sex is the only thing that really makes it worth cutting somebody, I don't think it's worth cutting somebody off. And I get it. The majority of the women that I have had sex with, I am not on this friend, hello, daily basis thing with.
There may be acquaintances.
There may be only a couple that I'm really good. Who the fuck was that message?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Hi, Brie. Hi, Lady Kelly.
But because I do have these relationships, only with a couple, I know that it's possible. You know, you're kind of like this. You run yours gangster style, fucking drug lord. You know, like fucking Doctor Evil. Like there is no excuse for failure. If you fail,
you feel like you
die.
have value, right? And if that person can't see your value because their own shit is in the way.
See, I think
why do they need to be part of your life?
You're narrowing the view.
From the things that you bring to the table.
You're narrowing the view on the reason why a relationship will not work. Say, I don't know. Say you dated a guy and you found out. I don't know. You found out. I don't know. Again, I'm trying to think of something wild that'll push somebody. Say you find out you like to be pissed on, but that was your but that's your cutoff. Like, look, I'm sorry. I'm never pissing on you. Okay.
Yeah. Nope. Negative.
Now, but everything else in his life, he gives to charity. He helps homeless children. He's saved an old lady from a burning building. He's the best sex of your life. He's sensitive to your needs. He bakes, he cooks, he hunts, he fights. He does everything that turns Lividoll on. He's intellectual, all that stuff. He makes good money. He's successful, but he likes to be peed on. Now, see, your reason for breaking up with him is not that he's a shitty person. It's that your sexual lives ain't cohesive. Okay.
I feel like you could make it. Look, and I can't even believe we're fucking using this as an example. I could probably deal with the being peed on thing or peeing on if he was a good person. Like, there's a lot that you could put up with if somebody's a good person. But if they're disrespectful to you in any way, shape, or form, this is it. We're done.
Okay, then.
We're done.
So you admit that relationships sometimes do not work because of just differences. It's not because a person is a bad person.
No, but I don't see it that way.
You see it as if you're a good person, I can make anything work. Is that what you're telling me?
If you are respectful and you're the core things that you present in the beginning of a relationship, like when you start talking to someone and they like have their best foot forward and you pretend to be this person, you damn well better be that person until the day we are done, because otherwise you're a lying fucking fraud. Like, you are an absolute fucking fraud.
And listen,
if 4 months in, 5 months in, you are no longer the person that you presented yourself to be in the beginning, which got you to be in the place where you are with someone that it's working. Like the ghosting shit, or like, oh, he used to do X, Y, Z and now he doesn't anymore. Like, don't be that person if you aren't truly that person. And if you aren't truly that person deep down inside, don't sell that as the person that you are supposed to be, right? Because that's what people are attracted to and that's what people want to be with.
Right. Don't be fake.
Right. 4 or 5 months later, it's like, oh, well, I mean, I don't have time to do that anymore because I'm busy. What the fuck? You had time before? Like,
what if their career changed? I mean, do you have a middle ground? Because even your career, right. You know, you are very busy.
But you cannot go from 24/7 to
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
There's a middle ground, and a middle ground
because
is acceptable.
we can all acknowledge there's a honeymoon phase, correct?
Right? But you can't flip a switch, and it's like all of a sudden it's just not the same anymore.
Right?
Like, you can't, because that person that you pretended to be isn't fucking real.
Right?
It's a fraud. So now I feel a certain way about you as a person, not you, but you as a person, because you pretended to be something that you weren't. And so now I feel a certain way about the type of person you are, because you're not a good person. If you pretend to be something that you're not, so that you can test out a situation to see if it works for you, but then like you're not authentically yourself, you are now no longer a good person.
And I totally get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that at this point now, you are focusing on a particular thing that certain people do and not all people do. Right. There are some men that when they first meet you, it's flowers every other day, dinners, whatever it is that they do in the beginning, that whatever captures your heart.
But
But
I
then as
say,
time goes
don't be
on,
that person if that person's not you.
what I'm trying to say is that there are guys that will do that because they're trying to get something from you. And there are guys that will do that because they truly mean it, but it's a honeymoon phase. So as time goes on, it might get less, but they still do it.
That's okay. That's totally okay. It's totally okay that it becomes less because like you're not floating on cloud nine. I get that. But you still have to provide a sense of like safety and security to your significant other that you just not doing it as much doesn't mean that you're not interested or doesn't mean that like they're doing something else. Like if you continue
communication,
to maintain,
you need to talk.
Like continue to maintain the same level of interest, but maybe your behavior is a little bit differently because the honeymoon's kind of coming down. Totally okay. But you can't just go all or nothing, all to nothing, and then be like, oh well, it's just different, or like I just don't. In no situation do I think that that's ever acceptable.
Okay, and that's right. Like I'll tell women, whatever you did to get your man, you need to continue.
Exactly.
That's
absolutely.
True. That's true.
Like, what if a girl like cooked you dinner every night and like did your laundry, and then like 4 months in, she was like, "Oh, I just did it because I thought that's what you would like." You'd be like, "Fuck you! What the fuck?" Like I wanted daddy domestic. You presented yourself as daddy domestic. Now you're not actually daddy domestic. Why am I with you?
Never heard that one.
Right?
Okay, like, so all right, now
because
I'm with
you're
you on
looking for daddy domestic, and daddy domestic made you happy, and that's the type of relationship that you wanted, and you agreed to enter into that relationship because daddy domestic presented herself. You didn't agree to enter into a relationship with someone who had none of the qualities that you were looking for, thinking like 6 months, 5 months down the line, like it's not, they're not going to be that person. Like if I knew in the beginning that 5 months from now, the person was going to be 6 months, whatever, 4, 5, 6, whatever, was going to stop doing all those things, I would never enter into that relationship. Never. Okay.
So no, here's the thing that you have to become.
And that makes me make a judgment call about the type of person that someone is.
You might not want to be so harsh. You might want to assess the situation according to the individual. Mm-hmm. But
I mean, it's not blanket, but it's the gist of you get the gist of it.
But what I'm saying is too, like if, and I've heard this and I kind of stick to this because it's kind of true. They say 6 months is when people start being honest. Mm-hmm. Things stop being cute that they might have did in the beginning that you thought were cute. Then it became irritating behavior, and stuff like that. You really see a person get pissed off somewhere around the 6 month mark. Yeah. So everyone's on their best behavior. It's like a job interview. And the longer you're at a job, the more comfortable you become. And yes, you may step out of bounds and do things from time to time. You know it. And you do things that you're not supposed to do on the job.
But you
that
still
would
show
not
up
have gotten, but they shouldn't have, but it wouldn't have.
Still show
and
up
some
to
people
work
show
every
up to work every day that need to be fired. But what I'm saying is you kind of have to keep that in mind. And as long as you call them in the office from time to talk, I think that the relationship can flow. God damn, I need to write a book. But anyway, so now, but let's get back to this fear you said you had about letting it be known.
That I thought that someone liked me, because I feel like that's arrogant. I feel like there's no humility in that.
So every man on the planet has to be arrogant in order to approach a woman, correct?
Well, they have to be confident, I guess. I don't know. I think it sucks.
Confident.
I can't read the comments. I think it sucks to be a guy, right? Because the expectation is there that like you've got to step up and.
Yes, it is.
And
we have to deal with the rejection, which hurts.
But.
And we can play it off. We become callous to it. We become used to it, but we still don't like it.
But there are girls who are mean about rejection, and then there are girls who are sensitive to it. And they understand that someone's putting themselves out there, and they're a little bit like softer with their, decline or whatnot, I guess.
Well, from what I've understood, the majority of women that usually are mean is usually to the guy that's persistent, that will not leave them alone after being told no once.
Or the guy that makes up the relationship in their head because, you've been on one date and they magically think that like you're theirs and it's like instant boyfriend. Like you woke up one day and you have a boyfriend or girlfriend.
From experience here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that can happen. Sometimes you have crazies. Yes. I mean, but in the future, Lividoll, you can't just be stoic, because a lot of times what you're going to get is the guy that has no emotional IQ.
Oh.
The guy that will approach any woman.
Yeah, that's nonsense.
He doesn't fucking.
To that guy, I don't have any respect for that guy.
But what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to listen.
Look at Raymond. He says the most painful words for a guy are often you'll make someone very happy someday.
Yeah, you're a nice guy stuff. But wait a minute.
But in a second, Raymond, I'm gonna remind me in like a second or two.
What I'm saying is, God damn it, what was I just talking about? See, that's why I didn't want to. What was I just talking about?
That there's no emotional IQ.
Yeah, he's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the guy that will just talk to anyone. I'm talking about the guy that will just talk to anyone because he can't read you. In other words, because you're so stoic, you're going to get the guy that can't read any woman point blank. You're going to get a guy that is not sensitive to really what a woman wants and needs. And he's going to seem off to you once you start dating him. You're like, what the fuck
I think that's going to get me the guy who likes the challenge. And then when I decide to like
not all the time
and let go,
not all the time,
and I'm no longer a challenge, they're like, oh, I'm not interested
to the guys that can't read a woman, you are a number. He's playing the numbers game. And I don't mean that it lessens your value. What I mean is he's a guy that he doesn't understand women. So because he can't read you, because you do it probably purposely in a way, you're stoic purposely in a way, you are going to get a guy
Friend's resting bitch face at the beginning of the last video in the unboxing.
Women, you should let guys know that you are interested in them.
How?
There's several ways you could. You could be very blatant, you could be upfront and blunt.
But then are you not the girl that comes on too strong?
No. So put it this way. Guys like compliments. So what if even if you want to pay a guy a compliment, like you could be like, you look really hot today. Saying that to a guy.
We talked about this before. Like it's the level of the intensity of what you say. Like, yeah,
you can't just be like, you'd be like, oh, it's a nice shirt.
Nice shirt.
You say nice shirt, I'm thinking nice shirt. But you're like, you look pretty hot today. Yeah. Well, you look pretty hot today.
Damn,
Gina. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ooh, you smell yummy. You know what I mean? Like sometimes y'all like that. It has to have a sexual tone to it for us to take the bait. We'll do the rest. Okay. We will do the rest.
So,
you know what I'm saying? Now, some girls have just been blunt and said, oh, fuck, you're so fucking hot. I don't give a damn. I want you to know it. I'm okay. And I will take the bait. I will take it where it needs to go at that point. You know what I mean? So, and most guys will. Some guys are so afraid of talking to a girl that even if they do say that they look fucking hot, they won't do it because they're scared. You don't want him anyway. You want a man that's confident enough to recognize your cues, but you have to at least give them cues.
But I feel like if I like someone, I would give them cues. I do feel like if I like someone,
well, okay, what do you?
Can
you tell me what you do? Then, because you're the stoic, so what do you do that blatantly lets a guy know?
I break that stoic. I'm a little softer. I'm a little friendlier. I am a little bit more social.
Now, the three things you just named me are not cues for guys. Keep going. Tell me certain things that you do because just because you're softer and more feminine, that is more attractive to us.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we're going to snatch it. Being social could just mean you're more talkative.
What if I don't want to be snatched? What if I want to?
You want to be chased?
No, I want to go slow with that. I want to see if I like that person. I don't want to just give them a cue and then have them just turn it on. I just want to see who they are and hang out with them a little bit more than just friends so that I can decide if being more than friends is something I want to do.
Okay. You can do that.
How do you do that?
You can do that. You can be stoic and do that. You can be stoic and hang out and do stuff that maybe, I don't know, could be considered couple-ish, even though friends do it. Like, I'll go to movies with my homeboys, but you can go to the movies with your male friends, which would be considered couple-ish type of shit to do. But, and you could stay stoic, but at the point that you figure it out, you need to let him know. Or you could end up, like, say, for example, if you're interested in a guy that you work with or whatever, familiar with, if you don't let him know in some form or fashion while you're taking your sweet old time, you could lose him.
You're right. You're very right.
It's the same thing with women. Like with women, you guys got to let her know, if they're cool or if he knows her, she works with her in some form or fashion that he is interested, so that she's at least got him in the option box while they're taking.
But is that fair to do to someone, to put them in the option box?
Yeah, especially if you're a person that's taking things slow.
So, okay, Raymond said a minute ago, like, that the worst thing to say to someone is, you'll make someone very happy one day.
That's a rejection.
But here's the thing.
That's a consolation line.
There's no accountability in that whatsoever. I would never say to someone, like, it's, you'll make someone happy. Like, I feel like if you don't like someone like that, just be accountable for it. Just say, I don't feel chemistry.
Yeah.
I don't feel the chemistry for you and I to XYZ, or I don't feel compatible with you. Don't say, like, oh, it's me, and I'm just not good at this, and I'm blah blah blah. Like, that's a fucking cop out. That's the worst cop out ever. Like, somebody to say.
I feel as though conversation shouldn't even get to that point.
Right.
It's usually, and who hears that? The type of guy that sweats his best female friend. That is the guy who usually hears that, because he's been rejected nicely several times. And he's kind of like, why can't me and you work? And she has to say, listen, someday you're going to make some girl happy. You're such a sweet guy.
That's not what he's asking. Why can't we just make this work? He's not asking for someday. He's asking, that is a red carpet, silver platter.
I'm saying, there are guys that do this.
Yeah, but the girl...
if that girl says someday you're going to make somebody happy, why do you feel it's a cop-out?
It's bullshit.
Because
that's not the truth.
He's not the right match for her. So someday he'll make someone else.
No, but that's what she needs to say.
Oh, I see.
She needs to say.
She's sugarcoating it.
Right. She needs to say, this is not something I'm interested in. I'm not attracted to that way. Right. Or, like, don't lead someone on to think that maybe there's something, maybe there's not. Like, I like you enough to someday make you happy. Like, no fucking sugarcoat bullshit. Like, be accountable for your own self in that conversation so that you can allow the other person to process and feel whatever they need to process and feel in order to move on. Because they're never going to better themselves, or they're never going to be in a different position if you're not honest with them and you don't give them the space to... Like, I would have so much more respect for a guy if he said, look, I'm a shitty fucking person. Like, I entered into this thinking that I was, I was looking for a certain thing, and I got that thing, and I realized I really don't want it because I don't know what to do with it, and I don't know how to handle it, and I can't day to day, or whatever. Like, just be accountable. But don't say, like, well, I thought I was going to be able to do this, but I can, and I don't know if I'm capable of loving someone, or like those to me are complete cop-outs, because you should never try out your feelings on someone else's time. Never. Like, dating someone is not a test run for yourself. You should know yourself well enough, and you should respect the other person well enough to not enter into an arrangement with that person where they're at risk for getting hurt because you're unsure of yourself.
Well, in that case, he or she needs to be upfront with their intentions. In other words, say they are in that tweeny space and they don't know what they want out of life and whatever,
Absolutely, say that shit up front.
But they're missing that type of they're missing that female comfort or that male comfort.
Say that right up front.
That company. They can say, yes, that, they may want to take things slow or they're still finding themselves, but they do want to date to get to know you. And, hey, if something happens, it happens, or whatever it is, they can say that. That way, the other person can enter.
Yeah. Eyes wide open.
Knowing what they're getting into.
Absolutely. Eyes wide open.
And if you're the type of person to fall hard,
you can check yourself.
The person already told you.
Yeah.
They weren't even sure what the hell they wanted.
Yep.
So
if somebody asks you in the beginning of an arrangement, should I check my feelings at the door? And you say no, be ready for that person to have feelings.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. If I gave a guy a lot of outs before it got to be something, you can't not take those outs or not engage in that conversation and then 5 months later be like, oh, I'm not sure I can do this. What the fuck? Like, we gave you outs all along the way and you didn't take them. Now you...
That's why some people get into bed buddy relationships. Because they get all that without the attachment, without the official attachment. And then if they figure it'll work, it will work. If not, it doesn't. That's why some people do that, and I can attest to that. I've had one in my life where it was like that, and at one point it did work. It's like, you kind of considering each other, but you both ain't doing nobody else, but you're hanging out all the time. You start doing it, then
Oh, and guys do this
thing. I was with her for 8 years.
Guys do this thing where they like put a ton of pressure on themselves that they think the woman is putting on them, but it's their own shit because like they're in their own way, and we're not putting that pressure on them.
What's the story you got that relates to this? Because that's vague.
Like just because I might talk to someone a lot or communicate with someone a lot doesn't mean I think we're getting married. Like just because I'm sweet and I'm affectionate and I'm caring doesn't mean I think that we're gonna like have happily ever after. But like a guy thinks that if a woman behaves a certain way, that she's going down this path, and she thinks that it's something that it's not. But if you haven't had the conversation, if I'm not telling you I love you, it's not going down that road.
Okay.
Don't put pressure on yourself that you're projecting onto me that I think the relationship is something that it's not. That's your own shit. Get out of your own fucking way.
So a guy should also ask, where do you see this going? How do you feel about me?
Yeah.
Because sometimes women are more nurturing, so women tend to do more sweet things, and a guy will be like, oh man, she's doing this, she's doing that for me.
Yeah. Then it's just who we are.
She's trying to marry me, man.
It doesn't mean we're trying to wife up. That's just who we are. Okay. Like it can just be who someone is without there being like this as long as you have had the conversation about it, I want to be myself. I don't want to have to like curb who I am so that you don't feel afraid of what I might be thinking. If I'm saying something, I'm saying ABC. And I've said ABC a lot of times. Just let me be me. Just let me be sweet and caring and nurturing because that's who I am. Don't assume that I like DEF just because I'm saying ABC. Like, take it, hear it.
Yeah, well, that's you're talking about a common relationship issue where people assume too much. They assume a lot.
But guys put it on us. They put it like they are in their own way, but it's our fault somehow because we put pressure on them that we didn't actually like. I'm sorry I said good night to you. I'm sorry I said good morning to you. Because I feel like you're the first person I want to think of in the morning. You're the last person I think of at night. It doesn't mean I want to get married.
So
at this juncture in my life.
In other words, I know where this one's going.
Right.
In other words, you dated a guy that didn't like it, felt like you were getting too attached or too close to him too fast because
No.
you were saying good morning and good night.
No, like
That's what it sounds like.
No, like if a guy feels like it's like, hey, how was your day? What'd you do today? I need to check in with you. Whoa. Okay. Wowzers. You know, that iceberg just moved right by. Like, you're not checking. Being courteous to someone and including someone in your day is not checking in.
Where did you get wowzers from?
Wowzers? Oh no, it was like 9.
Wowzers.
Wowza.
You don't remember that? That's Inspector Gadget. That's right. Wowzers.
What the fuck is this? It's right here. Over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's an idiot. Leave him alone.
I'm not even
Ignore that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you need is upfront communication. Listen, y'all. Okay, anyone that has the same concerns that she has spoken of, you need to be upfront with people in every aspect. Then, if you like a guy, you need to be upfront. And if you are in a dating situation with a guy, you need to be upfront. But the guys also, if you're feeling that a girl is on you too much, she may not be. She may just be
caring.
Just being a normal chick.
Yeah.
There is a difference though. If you say, "Hey, what's up? How you been? How's your day going?"
Where were you? What are you doing? Totally different.
Yeah, where are you? What are you doing? Are two different things. So, Are you telling me a guy really said to you, "I don't need to check in with you" after you said, "How are you? How's your day going?"
Yeah. What did you do today? Or, yeah. Or like, I feel like if you've been doing something for the past couple of months and then all of a sudden you don't do it, and then you're mad because she expects it, but that's the stage that you've set for her. Like, just as if I were being a certain person and then I stop being that person, I can't be mad at you for wanting that person when that's the person I've sold you. You know?
Right.
If something's changed or your feelings have changed, like I hate when guys are like,
She's
I
coming
care
out now.
about you so much. I really care about you and I didn't want to hurt you. Well, then what the fuck did you stick your dick in me for? Like, why are we here?
Woo!
Right? Why are we having this conversation? This conversation should never be happening because we had these conversations in the beginning when we talked about, should I check my feelings at the door? Should I check my feelings at the door? If you answer no, do not be upset when I expect for you to step up and be a man. Do not cop out and hide behind your, oh, I just don't know how I feel. I don't fucking care. I don't care, you shitty fucking human being. Like, 5 months goes by, you sell me this. It's like if somebody sold you beanstalks and then fucking flowers grew. You have every right to be mad that they're flowers. Every right. And that person who sold you the beanstalks should be accountable for not giving you beanstalks. They should replace your flowers with the fucking beanstalk. Okay? Fix this situation.
Lividoll is going off.
Fix this situation.
She's tired of the BS, fellas.
Morning glories. Yeah. I asked for a beanstalk. Beanstalk.
Well, see, you need to vent once in a while, Lividoll.
I do.
See, you're venting, you're getting it all out.
I do. My favorite thing about men is when they have to step up and like be a man and they can't because they're fucking pussies and like
ooh, she's talking to someone or to a few men right now. She's pointing a finger.
When like they like this assertive woman who is the bitch on wheels, right? That you always talk about. They like this woman, but then like they expect the same from you that you watch them expect from the rest of the world. And they're like, wait, I can't be that person. Right? Like, here's my whole life. And I expect everybody in this life to at work or at home, like to perform in a certain way, right? And you love that about me. I'm going to expect that same shit from you. You can't be like, oh, I can't be that. I can't do that. What the? You like this person. This is the person you signed up for.
Wait. If it's a guy that likes an assertive, powerful woman, mm-hmm. and you hate when the guy does what? He's not assertive and powerful himself?
No, like can't handle that you're an assertive, powerful woman. Like thinks that you're just assertive and powerful in 97% of your life, but just not towards him. Not towards me. I like when you do that towards everyone else, but not towards me because I have to grow up and be a real man.
Well, I must see you threw that dig in there though. Let me now see, this thing has layers, which you just spoke of. There are women out there. I dated one specifically.
Who can be
who was very dominant in her business life. Mm-hmm.
But submissive.
But in her relationship, she was submissive.
Right, but you should know that up front. What I love about you is you're so assertive, and you're such a strong woman, and you're so smart and so talented.
Well, he needs to specifically say, "I love how you're assertive on your job."
But I love when you're submissive at home.
Yeah.
Not 6 months later be like, oh, I can't handle, you have expectations. You're going to hold it against me because I said X, Y, Z. You're fucking right I am because you said X, Y, Z and your words mean something. They have a meaning. If you say something, expect us to
Gal Gadot is clapping her hands on Tyrone Magnus' channel.
If you say...
She's getting ratchet right now. I told this bitch. Right. So, wait a minute. Playing devil's advocate, though. Okay. I must say that the assertive, powerful woman must recognize that she is dating a man that can't take a powerful woman.
But then he shouldn't say that he loves that about her.
Yeah, but...
And then 6 months later be
pay attention to him and how he feels around, your... It feels how he acts, how he reacts to things that you do.
Just
excuse me.
A lot of
because there's a lot of guys
signals.
That they want, they do want
right. So here, this is a perfect example. I suffer from this terribly. Right. I'm completely independent, hunting, fishing, camping, kayaking. I gymnastics, ballet, dancing, modeling. Like I have a career, I'm independent, right? They love that package. They love it. And then they get involved with it and they realize, fuck, I cannot keep up with this woman. It's the idea of me that they love. But then they have to actually be in it and they can't. Because they just like this shiny outer package and like a fucking token that they can show off to their friends. Like, look at this really cool fucking girl that I pulled. And then can't show up.
That's what she does, only pull a string.
Right. That's exactly it. Like it's just
they pull a string and you do all these different things. Yeah. Well, listen.
I'm tired. I can be a fucking trophy wife. Totally can be a trophy wife. You just can't suck. Just be who you say you are.
This sounds like
do what you say you're going to do.
Okay, for example, what do you mean they get involved with it and then they can't keep up with you? That's what you said they're saying? That happens?
I think it's they like the idea of it's everything that every guy wants, right? Like if I hear one more fucking time that I'm the perfect, I'm a wifer-upper or whatever, but then you can't step up and be part of that.
What are they not doing to step up?
Show up. Go to work every day. Remember, before I was saying, you slip up at work, but you still show up.
I need to know. I need to know some specifics to help me.
I don't know if I can give a specific.
What are these guys not doing that means that they're not stepping up and being real men with this?
No accountability, wishy-washy with their intent. Say they're going to do something, but then don't do it. Just not real strong individuals.
So it's not even going hunting or shooting
No,
with you. See,
no.
because that's why I needed you to be more specific, because I'm thinking you're like dragging them to ballet and kayaking and hunting and skydiving
like
or whatever it is that you do.
It bugs me when a guy's like, oh yeah, I love to hunt. Or like, oh yeah, I love, let's go shooting. But like, you don't have a gun, you don't have ammo, you've never been to a gun range before. Like, that's like a girl saying, oh yeah, I can cook. Can you show me what a frying pan looks like?
He's just because he's desperate to get you.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to teach you to fish. No, I'm not going to teach you to hunt or shoot a gun. It's either something you like to do or it's not. And if it's not,
but if he doesn't know how to shoot and he asks you to teach him to shoot, you will.
Absolutely. If you are accountable and you say, I've never shot a gun before, or I've always wanted to shoot a gun and I never have, will you take me? Like, I'll pay for everything. You just teach me how to do it. You bring your gun. Totally fine.
So he's got to be honest.
Yeah.
Just like we were talking about.
Just be upfront. Just be the person you say you're going to be, and be honest about the person you really are. Don't front like you are someone that you're not. In the end, it's all gonna come out in the wash. Like, we're gonna see it. 6 months from now, we're gonna see that the person you sold us in the beginning that said good morning and good night and sat on FaceTime with you for a million fucking hours and every downtime of their day is no longer making the effort to even return a phone call.
Have you ever seen A Thin Line Between Love and Hate? Mm-hmm. That's the shit. You're gonna have to watch it. It's a Martin Lawrence movie. You like Martin? You like Martin? You think he's funny?
Dang.
Do you think Martin is funny?
I do.
Okay. He gets involved.
Oh my gosh.
He gets involved with a powerful mover and shaker woman.
Yep.
And he tells her he can do things that
Lady K says it right here. If she does something for him, but when she needs something from him, he can't step up. Exactly the truth. You have to be strong enough.
Wait, say that again.
Lady K. If she does something for him, but she needs something similar, he can't. That's exactly it right there.
Well, now wait, now that can get complicated too. What do you specifically mean by that? When you're
in a relationship with someone, or you start dating someone, right? You're a team. You're a partner. So there are going to be days when like
sometimes someone's
not on my
someone's
game.
The sniper,
right?
Someone's the foot soldier,
right? And you
so
just gotta
sometimes you both specialize. You understand that?
But I can't be fucking glitter and rainbows every day. I'm not gonna, and not every day is gonna be a great day.
Your life ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
For my partner,
going into that,
to step up on those days and be eyes and ears.
So you need to make sure up front
your eyes
that he can do. Now listen. No, I get that. Mm-hmm. I get that. Like, even if, like, I'm just picking something. Mm-hmm. Say you are a good housewife and you're sick and whatever, and today the kitchen needs to be cleaned, and he does know how to clean. Mm-hmm. He can step up and do that for you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I get that. I'm just speaking of things that you may be more specialized in. Mm-hmm. You know, like sometimes, when a couple is together, one of you is the accountant. You might not want the other one to actually be the accountant for a day, because all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck did this 2,000 on what? You know, but I get what you're saying. But sometimes it's not an eye for an eye, so to speak, in a relationship. Well, I changed the tire the other day. My wife might not even be strong enough to turn a tire iron. You know what I mean? So I can't expect her to maybe do the same thing, but I can expect her to have my back and help me with certain things.
I can expect that. I want to take the trash out. Never. But you are never going to have to suck your own dick.
Okay. Alrighty.
No. I'm just saying, like, there are things in a relationship, it's a give and take, right? Like, I will give, and I am so forgiving and I'm so patient. If I decide to enter into something with someone, I'm super forgiving. I'm super patient.
Are you?
I am.
Because earlier, the way you were talking, I don't know.
No, if I enter into something, I am. But my expectation is you're going to show up every day.
Well, like, see, You're a bad influence.
My new favorite quote.
Say,
Tay-Tay.
she's fucking impressionable.
Um,
don't tell guys that, okay? Because you're gonna get the guys that's only there for that. Trust
right.
me.
But you're a team, right? Like you're supposed to be a team. You're supposed to have each other's back. Like you shouldn't have to ask someone to support you when you are having a bad day. You shouldn't have to say like, "Look, can you just reassure me that everything is okay today?" I don't have to. I don't want to ask that. Like,
Let me reassure you. And
I don't know. Like, I have no idea.
you know, because sometimes, you know, like for example, I've dated women that need compliments. I've dated women that don't need them, that but appreciate them from time
Need
to
and
time.
appreciate's different.
There's
Yeah.
just a difference.
Yeah.
So if someone would be like, you know, like, damn, he ain't compliment me today, or damn, is everything all right? Can you at least assure me that I still look good?
Yeah.
I don't like that because that's an insecurity problem. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying where things go gray. There's different instances, different situations, you know, there's different levels. And I can see that. And I think that's what kind of helps me to see certain things sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I get where you're coming from. Just sometimes when people want reassurance or whatever it is, sometimes they need to check to make sure it's not a deficiency of their own before. Like, for example, I got a
Right,
female
but what if
friend
that
who dated a
person
guy who
has been for months like receiving on a if you and I date, right? And for months you're telling me like you're so beautiful and you're so this, and all of a sudden one day stops. Right?
that makes you piss me off.
No, but legitimately. Like I'm used to that, and I feel like the standard for the relationship has been set that's your way of showing me. Look at the camera right now. You're squishing my face. You're like literally squishing my face. Like that's the way that you communicate your feelings and your interest and your intent. You've set the stage for that. So now if you stop doing it, you wonder why I have insecurity about it, because you've set the stage for the past few months that's how you communicate how you feel. So it's not an insecurity in me about whether or not I think I'm beautiful. Right. It's about that's how you've set the stage for communicating how you feel about me.
When you say reassure me as is everything okay, you're saying is the relationship still good? Mm-hmm. Because I'm not complimenting you anymore, which could mean that I could be cheating, I could be losing interest. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Tell your other boyfriends that you're at
Lady K.
the T Mag's house. Lady K, you are seriously interrupting my video. And if you expect to be a concubine when I rule this world with an adamantium fist, you're going to have to change your act. Do you understand? So, like I was saying, I forgot what I was saying. A guy would have to maybe communicate up front. Listen, if I ever kind of go into a hole, into a cave, and I'm not as vocal or affectionate as I was, or as you're used to me doing or being, it's because I have a lot of things on my mind. Then, when that time comes, when he calls you beautiful every day, and then he skips 2 days, you'll be like, the relationship's fine, but work is stressing him or something's stressing him. Maybe I should ask.
Yeah. But if I ask, or you should ask, you can't be pissy that I asked.
Right.
And can't be pissy that I need reassurance or that I want to have a conversation about it. You can't just be pissy and hide.
And one thing you can do, you can preface it. You can say, listen, you told me in the beginning of the relationship that, you know, you give a lot of compliments, but if they kind of stop and the affection stops, that you're probably stressed out or worried or bothered by something. So I'm concerned. I'm asking, are you okay? You preface it. You have therefore diffused the whole thing by telling him, like, yeah, I did say that. Right. So he can't be mean at that point.
But if he is,
then he's being a dick.
Right.
But a lot of times, just know, men do go into their cave to think. It's very rare that a man asks anyone to help him solve a problem. Usually, men get very quiet and they work it out in their own head. This was in Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and it's very true. This is where the big fight comes in, where he never talks to me. And it's when there's a problem in the relationship. He's trying to figure out how to fix it. But I know you're saying, well, talking to me would make sense because I'm in the relationship too. But he's trying to on his own try to figure out how to maybe make things better or something different you can do. You know what I mean? Or sometimes it's just something personal in his life. You're like, what's wrong? You never talk to me. He's trying to figure out a dilemma he's got with his boss that he absolutely hates and make more money so that y'all can get married. But men withdraw, and they usually talk to themselves first. Like they'll talk to their buddy before they'll come to you because they might even feel less of a man to need a woman's help. Look, it's just how we are. You know what I mean? And they call it going into his cave. Sometimes you'll have an argument. Right after the argument, the girl will say, can we just talk? And the guy's like, I don't want to talk. He's diffusing. He's getting rid of all the bad feelings. But the more you poke and say, listen, no, we need to talk. Then he flips out. Fuck this shit. I mean, you know, it's a shame that both sexes handled the same situation in polar opposite ways. Because if we handled it the same way, so many more problems would be handled. Oh my God.
She says, I don't want to.
Who the hell is that? You don't want to piss me off. You know what I mean? I have a very long fuse. I was going to say something else, didn't you? Very long fuse. But once the fuse is gone, my God, Hiroshima.
So shall I do that? Shall we see what the reaction is? Somebody said that your shirt had. Somebody said that.
I'm going to tell you something about me. I do not like that part of my body.
Really?
Oh. Unless, and I've told so many women this, and I've told them in live streams, unless you're just holding on for the ride. Okay? You're holding on for dear life.
Somebody said, why do your t-shirts look like your arms are strangling your t-shirt or something? It was really funny.
That's what happens when you build strong. Okay? Sometimes your t-shirts just,
You have to respect his space.
Yeah. I had a girlfriend that used to come up from behind me and like to grab me. I don't like that because men don't like to be kissed on the back of the neck unless they like being submissive, and I don't like being submissive.
Really? I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, so smacking my ass when I walk by, pinching my ass, all that shit. No. And stick a finger in it, it means death. Death.
Why would you ever? Why would anyone ever?
Some women like to do that stuff.
No. Unacceptable. Outdoor.
Okay. Just so you know. Oh, that's right. She's Lividoll. Lividoll has not experienced the pleasures of having her groceries ate.
For the love, we're not talking about this. My mother might see this.
When I found that out, I was like, girl, you got tattoos. You should be having that done at least once a week.
What does tattoos have to do with anything?
Tattoos mean a girl has an edge.
Which
means she's a freak and she's edgy.
That is not
yes,
it at all. No.
Yes, it does.
Do you agree with that, people? Do you agree with that?
Every time I see girls with tattoos, you freak. Period. Point blank.
There's nothing freak about me.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Okay. Yeah.
No.
Bull fucking shit.
What is the 1,000 bars thing?
It's a tip.
Thank you. You should say thank you.
I didn't say it. Don't tell me how to run.
Depends on the type of tattoo and placement. You're right. It does.
That's true too. But majority of the time means they got an edge. And every girl that I've dealt with that has tattoo, they have an edge. Whether they consider it one or not, they do.
Look, here's the thing. I got a work call that I got to make real quick here. But
You got a work call?
Remember I told you about it earlier?
Oh, yeah.
So.
And then if you got tattoos and piercings, it's over. It's like.
Do not pretend to be someone you're not. Do not sell yourself to another individual if you can't be that person all day, every day for the rest of your relationship.
It's like a job interview. It's like a job interview.
It is.
My paperwork is always turned in on time.
It is not fair to tinker with someone's emotions. Be accountable for your behavior and the things that you say.
She's giving us a summary.
I'm giving you a summary. There will be a test on this in the next video.
She has to make her.
Do what you say what you mean.
Yes.
And be who you sell in the beginning of a relationship.
You're proud of it.
The fastest way to discredit yourself and your intent is to pretend to be someone you're not, I think. See, Raymond likes my bullet points. You should be taking notes. We're silver platter, making it so easy. Men say it's so hard to understand women, but it's really not. Do what you say what you mean.
Listen, I've learned to understand women over years of trial and error. It's not very easy. Just like a lot of women don't understand men. It's,
But if you talk about stuff,
you
just gotta talk.
Like some girls don't understand. They go on a first date with a guy and give him head in his car in the parking lot. And then he doesn't call the next day. They don't understand. We had such a great dinner. It's so great. We even hooked up at the end. No. But there's women that don't get that.
No. How about we don't
Just a simple thing.
Stick your fingers and your toes in the pool downstairs from the last pool that you were swimming in.
What? I don't get. Wait.
Oh, we talked about over dinner.
Oh. Well, yeah, that too. Yeah. That's very bad. It's very bad.
What isn't that called? Something like a girl who does that?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it could be. Is there a term for what? You want me to say it?
Yeah.
Is there a term for a woman that dates guys that are friends? You know what I mean? Like she'll go out with me and then we'll break up and she'll date my boy like it was nothing. Is there a term for that? No, that's not five or floozy. It's something else. Y'all just keep thinking of like the generic term of the day for being a hoe or whatever. It's I don't know. There could be. I may have heard it before. I'm not sure
though. I feel like there's a certain term, right? Like a girl who dates like the whole basketball team.
It's a sexual act now. No one knows. No one knows what it is. No one knows. Let's see here.
We're looking it up.
I guess she's looking at sloppy seconds. No, that's not it. Nah. No one has answered. Well, you want to make that phone call or
yeah,
still on here?
Yeah, I gotta make a phone call.
Yeah. So I can either end the video or I can continue it.
It's up to you. You want to do?
All right.
You stay on? You stand. You chit chat. I'll come back and catch up.
Sure. She does not know what to do on cam with herself. There was no reason to do that, but she did. She has to make a business call.
I'm the bitch on wheels.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go take care of this.
Slay this.
Gentle folks, follow me on Instagram, Miss Lividoll, MissLividoll. I have to make a phone call. Please entertain Ty. In the meantime.
Thanks.
Quite welcome. Shall return. Hate to see me go, but love to watch me leave. I'll take my toy with me.
That's what she said. That, folks, was Lividoll. Mentally exhausted today. Yes. And I think you know why. Woo! I got 3 missed calls. Jesus Christ. 3 missed calls. Okay. Fucking emails, pictures I'm tagged in. Good Lord. I need some caffeine. Oh, Lord. Shit. I might be about to be off of here, too. Just watch some TV. All right, y'all. So, depending on when she leaves, I probably will jump on, do a gaming stream later. I'm not sure when. If I'm too tired, I'm just gonna go to sleep, and you'll get your gaming stream and Naruto and all that stuff I normally do. You'll get that tomorrow. You know, I'm allowed to hang with my friends. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Sometimes people are like, man, you ain't gonna do that today. Man, look, can I hang with my friends sometimes? You know, sometimes we don't have your regularly scheduled programming. Yeah, no, there's a thin line between love and hate. Between love and hate. Okay, so what do we have here, Holly? You're on a live stream, Mr. J. Live stream? What is that? It's when you talk to your subscribers. Oh. Does that mean they can see me? Yes, and hear you. Oh, goody. Let's see. Hold on a second. I'm sharing the video. I did an unboxing with her earlier. My head's cut off. There we go. Time to play the game. Time to play the game. That's weird that I was just doing a Joker impression, but there's it's in like suggested videos. A Joker video. Evolution. All right, yeah, let me get going. I'm just gonna chill and relax, watch some TV until she gets off the fucking phone. I will talk to y'all soon. Y'all will either see me gaming tonight or something. If not, I bid you adieu. I just uploaded an unboxing video with her. And yeah, I'll see y'all soon. 10 million subscribers. Woo!